adulting video. Thank you so much for joining. If you are new to this channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button. It's free, it's fun, it's a pretty cool channel if you ask me. I do get questions about the plants in my apartment because somehow I've accumulated a crap ton of plants. So I decided to kind of bring my plants into this channel, into this video. I thought I'd just kind of share some of my tips and tricks and some of my favorite plants with you guys here. I found that I'm kind of bad at keeping plants alive. So I personally get plants that like require very little water or need to be drowned because I am not an in-between person. I'm either never watering my plants or I'm over watering them. And it kind of seems like I know what I'm doing, but I just kind of figure it out with each plant as I get them, and I've been noticing progress these past few years. Right now, my favorite plant and my newest plant is this plant right over here. It is a fiddle leaf fig tree, and yeah, it's pretty big. I just got it a couple of weeks ago. If you don't know anything about me or my life, I just got confirmed into the Catholic Church, and my sister Lisa, who runs Topiary Lavender, she got me this fiddle leaf fig as a confirmation present. So I named it Matilda because Matilda is my actual confirmation name. I really don't know too much about her. I've been spending the past week, I think, looking into fiddle leaf fig care. I put her on the floor by this window, which has no furniture here, so it always kind of looked just awkward. And now that she's there, it looks so complete. But what I did just recently learn about fiddle leaf figs is that they actually don't like direct sunlight. They like bright, indirect sunlight. I have a lot of windows, huge, massive windows in this apartment and skylights, but I think where I put her might be too much too much direct sunlight, and I think I've noticed some of her little leaves getting burnt. So I'm going to kind of move her a little further away from the window so that she doesn't die. The next plant that I'm currently obsessed with is, I don't know the actual name of this plant, but it's a succulent, and I've had it here in this apartment for about a year and a half, and it was like on a table right back there before, and it just didn't do anything. It just sat there. And I was just like, why isn't this thing growing? And then 2 weeks ago, I kid you not, 2 weeks ago, I got a bigger pot for it. I repotted it, and then I put it in extreme direct sunlight in the warmest spot in my house. And in 2 weeks, mind you, I've had it for a year and a half. In 2 weeks, it has gone from 0 to hero. Like, it is like growing out of control. Just wait till you see. So this is it. Again, I've actually kind of shown this in a vlog because I was so shook by how much it's grown. But I'm gonna get closer so you can see, because when it was down here, this base, these little bases here were the only things there. In 2 weeks, I kid you not, this grew from absolutely nothing. This was nothing. In 2 weeks, it grew to this. This little bugger right next to it's growing, and there's a new one coming. This thing is transforming. Like, this whole light green portion, new in the past 2 weeks. This little guy up here, new, just totally new. And then like I'm looking around at other spots on this cactus, and I can tell that like this is sprouting up here. It's gonna be a massive thing soon. So my other favorite plant, like when I bought this one, I was so excited. I have been looking for this cactus pretty much since I started shopping for plants. So happy. Now this one isn't my super favorite one, but it reminded me of my super favorite one. And I got it at Home Depot or maybe a grocery store. And it was legitimately like 4 stalks, and it was like this big. And now as you can see, it has 1,000 little stalks, and it is a lot bigger than it was when I got it. But this is like a typical cactus. This is the cactus you think about when you think of them. So I put it in the window in direct sun, but I think that it's kind of burning it a little bit. So I'm gonna put it in like medium light, where it's like kind of indirect, kind of direct, and see how that changes it. It started in a pot that was like this big, and every time I repot it into a bigger pot, it spreads out and gets a little bigger. And that was a trick that my mom taught me about, I don't know, 2 years ago, which is a super helpful tip. Yeah, if you give them more room to grow, they're gonna grow. Also, if you don't have a lot of furniture, this is a hack. Just getting a plant and putting it on a stand or something is a good way to fill empty space, which is what I do a lot as I kind of figure out what kind of furniture I want to put in an empty space, or if I'm trying to save up for a very specific piece of furniture, I just kind of throw a plant there and it kind of looks pulled together. So my most favorite plant though, and this is kind of leading up to this one, and you've been able to see it, is this baby. This is a plant that I've always wanted, like from the time I started buying plants, but it's just like, I never see them anywhere. I think they were super popular at one point. I never saw them anywhere, and then when I did see them, they were really, really expensive.
Hello darkness, my old friend.
This is as good as it's gonna get. I've been looking for this plant for forever. I put it in a spot in my house. I haven't really seen much change or progress, but I don't know how quickly this plant is supposed to grow, really. So I'm going to, I've recently changed it, repotted it into a much bigger pot, and I've watered it and fertilized it, and it was in more indirect sunlight in a cooler spot in my house, which was a stupid place to put it. Because it's cactus, obviously. So I'm gonna put it in direct sunlight, which I already have started doing, putting it in direct sunlight, and I've made that area where it is a much warmer part of my house. And his name is Pete because he's prickly. I mean, they're all prickly, but like this is like prickly Pete, and he's like from Texas. And yeah, so next plant. So I'm gonna try to get through the rest of it really quickly because I don't want it to be any longer, because it's already a pretty long video. So the next plant that I have, I actually got it when I got my new job, and I was getting like my new desk and my new office and everything, and I kind of just wanted to have some like greenery in the office, and I actually have it in my apartment now because I got complaints from work from people, not complaints, but people were freaked out by this plant. It was like, so it was good to have as like a new person in the office, because people would stop and come over and talk to me about this plant because they were so freaked out by it. So I got to know a lot of people, but people would like come over and just be like, what is that? Like they were so freaked out by this plant. And it's like one of my favorite plants. And I grabbed it when I saw it. I got it from Home Depot again, and I hadn't seen another plant like that there in a long time, and I still haven't seen another one exactly like this one. So I feel really special. I don't think I know the correct name for this plant. Yeah, I don't think I know the correct name. Harry, like Harry Potter, because he's like Harry. But I think when I like Googled everything and stuff, it said that the colloquial name is like old, it's like an old man plant or something like that, because it has white hair all over it. But in the office, it really grew a lot, like very like, I don't know, like from here down here, it's like new growth from when it was in the office. So as you guys can see from the little top area right here, that's a new one coming in, and then it'll just get longer and longer, just kind of like the rest of these, like, and it kind of happens for each little area. It just grows so fast. Everyone meet Ron. This isn't his son, it's like his best friend, right? So everyone meet Ron. You can kind of tell he's kind of the same as Harry. furry, white hair. I got this guy around the same time that I got that other little guy whose name I don't know. But I don't think it's the same plant as Harry. I think they're like cousins or something, because while they do have the same fur and stuff, like these are all new growths up here, and when Harry gets new growth, it's very cylindrical and thin, and then it starts to immediately droop. And then this guy stays flat, and it just turns into another one of these. So I think this guy is a mix between Harry and this guy, because Ron gets all of the fur and white hair that Harry has, but maintains the shape of this little guy. So I'm really excited to see how big he can get. I repotted him and he's kind of already grown out of that pot, so I'm gonna have to repot him again for sure soon, and into a much bigger pot, and I think he has the ability to get super, super, super large. So this plant doesn't really seem like it's doing very well, right? This plant is very special to me for a few reasons. You watch the vlogs or anything, then you probably already picked up on the fact I moved to Boston immediately after graduating from college, pretty much, and I moved here specifically for law school. So when I moved here, I didn't know anyone in Boston life, and I missed all my friends, and I was just kind of lonely.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
And I was a little bit sad, and I was a little bit scared because I was starting this whole new, really intense law school process. I got this plant on my first grocery trip by myself here in Boston. Shortly after that, I got my cat Mila, and she devoured this plant. Like, I had it for a few months, and then I got her and she just like ate it to little nubs. You know that? I know it looks bad right now, but this is kind of what it's supposed to look like. Yeah, I still have so many plants to show you, but this is such a long video that I'm not gonna show you all the plants. Like, there's just no way. So these kinds of plants, super normal, your run-of-the-mill greeny leafy plants, really, really love water. My mom has them all over her home. It just makes like the house look green and like fresh. I don't know, I just love them. So my mom actually gave me this one when she was selling my childhood home. So this was in the house, so I took this one, or I took it another time, I can't remember. My mom gave me about 2 or 3 of these. So this is just one of them, and I have one in my bedroom, and then I have another one in the kitchen. So this is just super easy to take care of. They come in different like strains, variations, I don't even know what to call them. But yeah, so this one just kind of stays around this size. I might repot it so it can get bigger and fluffier. But yeah, it's super easy to take care of. You can tell when it needs water, it starts to droop a little bit, and I just throw a ton of water on there and some fertilizer, and it's all set. It's very simple.
Bye, have a great time.
Ugh. Oh my god, it just poked me in the tits. Ugh. Oh. Prickly boobs. Prickly boobs. Oh. These look hairy and soft. They are not.